But I'll send you one after, okay?
Okay. All right.
All right. Okay, we're ready to get going. I just wanted to...
Are you in charge of the screen, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am. I want to welcome everyone to our seminar, Healthy Eating Can Improve Workplace Performance. And just wanted to make sure everyone can hear. You'll see a chat box at the bottom of the screen. And you can, if you can't hear me, well, then you won't know. But if you can hear me, could you just type a little "I can hear you" or "yes" in that little box, just to make sure. We've got people joining us as we speak, actually. Got about 10 people so far, I see. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. We are delighted to have Jill Tabak and Jen Ewing with us today for our HR 30 webinar. Jill and Jen are health coaches who believe that healthy eating can fix most of the things that ail us. It's really nice to know. They run a proven weight loss and healthy eating and lifestyle modification plan that's administered online. It includes daily interaction, education, recipes, emotional support, and accountability. And it's all about eating real food to get real results. So I'm going to turn it over to Jen and Jill, who will talk to us about how to eat healthy food and feel better at work. Hey, Jen and Jill.
Today, we'd like to share our philosophy that good nutrition and healthy eating really can improve workplace performance. We will describe why eating the standard American diet is really detrimental in the workplace, and how eating whole foods can help your employees lead happier, healthier lives and be more focused and productive at work.
Healthcare, absenteeism, and presenteeism are three big workplace costs for employees, according to Stephen Aldana. Presenteeism is when an employee comes to work without focus and lack the ability to get things done. Did you know that diet can positively or negatively influence all three of these workplace costs?
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
I am Jill Tabak.
I am Jen Ewing, and we're health coaches who graduated from the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. We believe that what you eat influences many aspects of your everyday life. Your diet affects your energy level, how you feel, whether you have aches and pains, how you perform, your level of productivity, how you think, your ability to focus and think clearly, how often you get sick and the duration of the illness, your stress level, and your ability to control it. So what you see on the screen is an Ayurvedic proverb, and Jill and I truly believe that food is really powerful medicine, and it's not used enough in that way.
But knowing what dietary changes to make and how to make them, even for the most motivated people, can be a problem. Sifting through the conflicting nutrition and diet information is time-consuming and confusing, and most people don't want to make these changes alone. They want accountability, support, and motivation. That is where a health coach comes in.
If you're not familiar, health coaching is a process that facilitates healthy, sustainable behavior change by challenging clients to develop their inner wisdom, identify their own values, and transform their goals into action. Health coaches want to help clients change their mindset and behavior to improve their life.
Studies show that health coaches can help people manage chronic conditions, lose weight, and keep it off, increase movement and activity, and generally improve their physical and mental health. Employers and insurance companies appreciate that coaches can help to reduce patient coverage costs and reduce claims.
This is why offering employees a program to improve their diet can also benefit employers. Not only could you see reduced claims and patient coverage costs, but you will get energized and productive employees and possibly a reduction in sick day usage, among many other things.
So what is the standard American diet? Let us explain. Unfortunately, most Americans eat the standard American diet, consisting of a lot of meat, dairy, and saturated fats, as well as sugar and refined, processed, and junk foods, and little fruits or vegetables.
How do you think you eat? Think about it. Do you think you eat the standard American diet, and how do you feel? Research studies have found potential links between the standard American diet and risks of many diseases and conditions. These lead to more health care, more absenteeism, and especially presenteeism, which we mentioned earlier as being without focus and lacking the ability to be productive and to get things done at work. I mean, as you can see, there are a lot of diseases and conditions on the slide, maybe that we never think about. For example, lower back problems, might not consider that something that could come with eating poorly, small stools, greater risk of enlarged prostate and heart attack. It's kind of shocking the things that can occur when you have a very poor diet.
A diet high in sugar, processed foods, junk foods, and refined foods generally result in a person feeling sluggish and foggy-headed. This person probably has aches and pains that are falsely attributing to aging. Experiencing multiple energy crashes throughout the day is normal. Craving and eating more sugar or carbs to combat the energy crash promotes this extreme cycle all day long. Did you know that refined carbs like pasta, bagels, bread, pretzels, and rice act like sugar in your body? So the bagel and pasta cravings are really sugar cravings. Think about your employees. Can you recall instances of low productivity or times you were dissatisfied with work quality, but you weren't sure why? Or maybe you have noticed recurring absenteeism due to illness. Now imagine if your employees were energized, more productive, less stressed, and happier. How would this change the work environment?
A whole foods diet consists of foods that are in their natural form. All of the nutrients and fibers are in the whole grain, the fruits, vegetables, and legumes. Once a food has been altered, it decreases the health benefits, and as the food becomes more processed, it actually becomes harmful.
When people make diet improvements and begin to eat a whole foods diet, the benefits are remarkable. Employers also benefit when employees eat a healthy diet. We would like to share what motivated us to switch careers and start over as entrepreneur health coaches. Our stories illustrate how food and lifestyle changes can impact your life. So as I said, I'm Jill Tabak. I've been skinny most of my life, not breaking 100 pounds until my first baby. At 32, my world exploded when I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. I was really scared, but I continued to eat and exercise as I always had, avoiding eggs and eating lots of fat-free carbs. By 45, I had gained weight, had low energy, aches and pains, and I just never felt good. I thought this was a natural part of aging. It turns out that the years of half-heartedly exercising and eating poorly had contributed to my becoming a skinny fat person. This is someone who looks thin or even average, but has a relatively high amount of body fat and a low amount of muscle tone. So even though I appeared skinny, I was not healthy. In my late 40s, I took charge of the parts of my health that could transform. Now I am 51 and in the best shape of my life. I have more energy now than 15 years ago, and no aches and pains. I cleaned up my eating habits by ditching sugar and adding lots of fresh veggies to each meal. I also stepped out of my comfort zone and fell in love with CrossFit. Aging doesn't have to mean gaining weight, having a foggy memory, aches and pains, and low energy. Cleaner eating and exercise can improve all of these symptoms. I wanted everyone to feel as good as I did. My new passion fueled my career change from a medical social worker to a health coach. Thanks for listening to my story. Now here is Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen Ewing. Many people believe that their family genes are the storybook for their own life. I believe that we have some control over our genes and that lifestyle changes can positively influence the path your genes may take you. My mother was overweight, never exercised, and loved to bake and eat desserts. Eventually, she was diagnosed with advanced type 2 diabetes. The disease took a terrible toll, and she faced really bad things like a partial leg amputation and blindness. My father was 20 years older than my mother, so while growing up, I heard about how he had to invest and plan for my mother's financial future without him. After all, his parents and sister died relatively young, so he never thought he would live to be an old man. He was sure my mother would outlive him by decades. Now, my father's diet and exercise routine was regimented throughout his entire life. Until his hip surgery, I really can't remember him taking a sick day. He ate differently than the rest of us, eating a version of the Mediterranean diet, not because he knew what a healthy diet was, but just because what he ate made him feel good. So it shocked everyone, but no one more than my father, when my mother died at 59 years old. After all, he spent his life planning for her to outlive him by decades. And my father, who thought he would never be an old man, celebrated his 100th birthday this past December. I truly believe that consistency in diet and exercise enabled my father to positively influence the path his genes might have otherwise taken him. I also believe that if my mother knew her high-sugar diet and lack of exercise could and would kill her, she would have made some important changes, as she would have made an amazing grandmother to my 3 children.
These stories illustrate the huge effect that diet and exercise has on our body and health. The good news is that making even just one healthy change and turning it into a daily habit can have a positively impact on our energy, our health, and our life. But it doesn't have to be about weight loss. It can also be about learning how to eat healthy. Providing employees the opportunity to take part in a health coach-administered healthy eating and weight loss program is a win-win for employers. Having the social support of a coach increases the likelihood that behavioral changes like improving diet and exercising will stick.
We realize that when attempting to diet, most people try to keep track of what they can't eat, but they have never learned what they can eat or how to eat for optimal health, energy, and weight loss. Knowing that people are confused about what to eat led us to develop our month-long online clean eating program. It includes engagement, motivation, support, and strategy, so participants have every opportunity to succeed.
Do you promote healthy eating in the workplace? Providing employees with healthy snacks and drinks increases their healthy eating opportunities during the workday and may cut down on energy crashes due to the carb sugar afternoon slump.
So you can see some sample ideas of good snacks that don't include sugar. Unsalted nuts are important protein that in the afternoon when you're feeling really tired, that can help. Air-popped popcorn made in the microwave, a great snack. It satisfies the crunchiness. You could sprinkle, I like a little Old Bay on mine. It really makes you feel like you're eating like potato chips or something. And drinking water is really, really important for energy. A lot of times people think they need caffeine when really they're dehydrated and they just need some water. So think about that.
On the screen is a snapshot of our online Mojo Jumpstart program. We feel like our superpower and the thing that sets our plan apart is our extreme commitment to each client's success.
There's a private Facebook group, and we do daily interaction with everyone. We also have group and one-on-one phone calls to really understand what each person needs and how to help them succeed. So it's not about telling everyone to eat kale. It's about knowing each person and what motivates them and how to help them. So if you'd like to hear more about our plan, please contact Beth. And thanks for sharing your time with us. If anyone has questions.
You're we have a few minutes for questions. I wonder if anybody has any thoughts or ideas or questions for Jill or Jen.
I do have a question about breakfast. Sometimes in the mornings it's just hard to set aside some time. What would you recommend for just like a quick, balanced breakfast out the door?
Do you like eggs?
I do. I usually just hold off on the weekends for those.
Because maybe you could do a batch of hard-boiled eggs on a Sunday and then be able to have them already peeled and grab them on your way out the door. Or there's a lot of recipes online for in a jar, like making
oatmeal. Yeah, overnight oats. You can do oatmeal in the jar. There's a bunch of different recipes online. You can make egg muffins if you have any time over the weekend.
Right, and then portion them out and grab a couple on your way out the door. Yeah, I think the jar of oats, there are so many varieties online that are really delicious. And you could even do, like, have pre-made jars if you like yogurt, berries, like buying frozen berries. The berries are really, really healthy, and then you can put them in the yogurt the night before, and then they'll be defrosted by the time you're running out the door with your jar. Put a little bit of chia seeds in there to keep you feeling full, and that's a really good breakfast also.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just always looking for different ideas. I've been trying to put more fruit into my breakfast, and I'm just trying to like switch things up from one week to the next. Like this week, I'm trying the oatmeal with yogurt and just a little bit of honey to sweeten it just a little bit, and that was my switch up for this week. But that required some time in the evening. I just, it's just hard getting out the house quick and have breakfast, but I just have to put it in my morning routine and have a healthy breakfast.
That is great. Yeah, it's all about planning and trying to prep before you actually need it so that you're not feeling stressed about having to make yourself that healthy meal, while you're trying to get out the door.
Yeah.
But the frozen berries are a great way because they have so many antioxidants and they're low in sugar. They're just so good for you. And right now isn't a great time to buy fresh ones, so you'd always have them in the freezer. They wouldn't be moldy, and you can, put a handful in your yogurt, in your oatmeal, in anything.
I'll have to try that. I never thought of the berries in the yogurt.
Yes, if you like them, they are yummy.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks.
Sure.
One question I had is that for all of us, I think the habits that we get into can be really tough to change. Do you have any suggestions for making a break in some of those habits, especially as it involves sugar? Seems to be a universal issue.
The problem, I think, with sugar especially is that although it is a habit, it's also like a brain chemistry. So if you take a bite of something with sugar, like it isn't for your lack of willpower. Really, that's what we beat ourselves up about, that I can't put this down, I'm so terrible. It's really your brain is programmed, it's like drugs, like I am going to eat this whole thing. So for sugar, we recommend, like on our month-long program, we recommend cold turkey, which after 3 days it's an ugly, it's like trying to get off of caffeine, but when you hit 5 or 6 days, you're
start
feeling
craving
amazing.
You have so much more energy, you start craving it. And in our program, we help people crowd out the unhealthy foods by giving them alternatives. It's not sugary cakes, but we still help keep them full and satisfied.
Well, for example, go back to the berries. If you wanted something sweet, like taking a handful of frozen berries and like sucking on that, you get that sweet taste, but you're getting this whole berry that has fiber and antioxidants, and it gives you that sweet You can also, I mean, we do the dark chocolate, one little square. You can have that, but yeah, we recommend cold turkey so that you totally don't crave it anymore.
Okay.
I know it's hard to hear.
It is.
I know. I know, but you could crowd it out too. Like if you like, do you like your sugar in the afternoon?
Yeah. Mhm.
So what is a normal snack for you?
I'm a fruits, vegetables, grains, and beans eater, except for cookies.
Okay. So can you stop at 2 cookies?
Yeah.
Because that's not terrible. I mean, if you're eating well the entire day and all you have are 2 cookies, like as your fix, that's really not a terrible thing. I have a
Oh,
problem.
good.
I can't stop once I start with like those Samoa Girl Scout cookies.
Well, for the most part, I can stop at 2, unless it's, Girl Scout Thin Mints.
Yeah, right, right. But I mean, you shouldn't deprive yourself because then you will fixate on it and you'll eat everything else instead of that, and then eventually you'll just eat that also. So it's more about, if you can have 2 cookies and that's your thing for the day, then I say there's nothing wrong with that.
I like that answer.
Does anyone else
Right.
have any questions?
Any other questions, anybody? Okay. Well, if you have any questions that come up and you're interested in learning more about the Mojo Jumpstart plan, my email and phone number is here on the screen. Please feel free to give me a call. And I want to thank Jen and Jill for talking to us about a whole foods way of eating today, and for all that learning about what a whole foods eating plan is all about. So thank you so much, and we look forward to having you all join us for our next HR 30, when we're going to talk about the millennial generation in the workplace. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
all for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.